Thank you so much. I think the biggest thing for me was just having structure within how I did my revision and how I planned my days. I think I struggle a lot with ADHD, so it was hard to plan all the way to the exams, and doing that actually did make me struggle a little bit. But just knowing what I was going to do every day when I woke up just gave me a structure. Alongside that, when I was planning my weeks, I would make sure that I needed to keep a few days to just go out with my friends, to enjoy, to live life a little bit, not just go into the whole of exams. In addition to that, I think everyone's going to say this to you, but question banks and mark schemes are your biggest saviors. Just understanding how the marker marks and how the mark scheme works and understanding the concepts that they're looking for was really the biggest point for me. And finally, I think one of the largest parts was just being able to go into the office. That's where I did majority of my revision, and my firm was really good that they kept the office open to let us go in and do work. That really helped me do that work-life balance and just make sure that when I was there, I was just studying, and afterwards I was doing whatever I wanted to relax. I think the main thing that FI does really well is that their course notes are really, really good. They condense like these long, lengthy workbooks all the way down into these simple course notes. Even for the advanced level exams, they're just simple flowcharts that you can use, and you kind of just remember them whenever you're answering questions. My brain kind of works in like different structures of ways, so it was really helpful to just visualize the flowchart and see that and help use that to break down really intricate concepts for me. I think the tutors at FI are also really, really helpful. Yes, within class, they're there to answer questions, but outside of classes, when you're doing majority of your exam practice and your questions, and you have further questions. And I found that even if I emailed an FI tutor on a Sunday, they'd reply to me within a few hours or the next day. And that support was really crucial for me to just be able to, hone down those specific areas and kind of understand the topics better. Even when, if it's not related to exam topics, but even if it's just like a mental health query, I think I emailed a few tutors being like, I don't know what to do here. I am so stuck. I don't think I've fallen behind, and on and on. And they would be there to help me and just manage my mental health better as well. So I think FI really gives holistic support, and that was really helpful in just making me feel a lot more confident in myself before going into the exams. I think a career in accountancy, everyone looks at it and thinks, oh, that's so dry, that's so boring. But when you actually go into it, especially if you're choosing something like audit, you realize that there's 50% client communications and only 50% Excel work papers. I think I really like the balance between the two worlds. In addition to that, call me boring, but when I see accounting standards, I quite enjoy them. I quite enjoy applying them and seeing how they, work. So I think for me, that's how I decided how to choose accounting. Of course, there's so many different fields that you can work in if you do have the ICAEW qualification. It's not just accounting, there's tax, there's audit, there's so many different areas, and I think you can really find the one that fits you best. There's quite a few that come to mind straight away. So I think firstly is just structure, planning your weeks, making sure you have those days where you can have time with your friends, work-life balance. Secondly, I would say mind maps were my biggest savior. You are trying to understand all these big concepts, and otherwise it's just a big jumble in your head. Doing mind maps and just doing blurting techniques really helped me just understand what do I know and what do I need to understand further. I would say understand the concepts and then go on to exam and question practice, and really understand how the mark scheme works, understand what they're trying to get at. And if there is anything that you don't understand, make sure you go over it, but don't focus too much on the details within it either, because that's just a waste of time. And finally, I'd say whenever I used to get anything wrong, I'd write it in a different document that would be titled key points, and I would just make sure that closer to the exam, I'd go over it and make sure I do understand those key points now, and make sure I don't make those mistakes again in the exam. I think within the ICAEW exams, as you progress further, a lot of the questions are just about professionally writing, being able to get your point across. And you really find that, yes, you've done them in the exams, but they really teach you skills on how to write and communicate with clients that you can actually transfer into your daily job and role. Of course, there's the obvious that, you also understand technical accounting standards that have been really helpful for me within audit as well. But even just saying that you're an ICAEW chartered accountant, it adds so much value to you, and it can improve your employability skills within the future. There's a few things that I would say you should be looking for. Firstly, just reviews from previous students within there. Of course, they've been through it. They've actually experienced the whole, social side of it, the actual exam side of it as well. So their reviews are really important and crucial to look at. In addition, just taking a look at what kind of resources they're providing. I think First Intuition is really good in terms of the course notes they're providing, that they're very concise, to the point, and really stick within your brain. And I think it's a key thing to know what you'll be taking into the exam provided by your tuition provider. And just finally, just making sure that they have the support for you both inside and outside of class. Being able to contact your tutor outside of class, I think, is one of the most crucial things, so that when you are doing that exam practice, you can just ask them if you've got any questions, rather than feeling like you're all alone and by yourself. I think support from employers is so important because, of course, you are balancing work and you are balancing study. The key important thing is just having a team who understands that, you're going through exams. They are your key priority. So if you do need to log off at 5, they're understanding of it and they actually help you towards it. In addition, within firms, you'll always have people perhaps in the cohort above you who have done these exams before. And it's been so helpful to just talk to them, get some exam guidance, but also just get some confidence as well from them. If they've gone through and they can pass it, well, so can you. And finally, for my employer, I've been able to go into the office and study in the evenings or on the weekends. And that's really helped me have that work-life balance, because it means when I'm at home, I am at home and I'm chilling and I'm not revising. And when I'm at the office, I'll be working or studying. And that really helps segregate it within my brain and make sure I am getting that time to relax and chill. There's also so many people going through the same thing as me from my firm. So it means we're all in this together. And if you do need a shoulder to lean on, you can do that. And you can always have somebody you can go to ask questions and just rant to if you need to. I think studying experience at FI has been really good. Having good tutors, having good peers makes all the difference. Just being in a classroom with other people who also have the same questions as you and having a safe space where you can raise these questions is the biggest thing. In addition, I'd say FI really helps you organize your life and just your exams through the portal that they have. So make full use of it and make full use of the revision materials that FI provides you, because honestly, I will talk about these course notes for lots and lots of time, but they are probably the biggest thing that will help you pass your exams.